Now welcome back. Claps me on the back, and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly, it's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. The school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected though. This place is really more this place really is more a school, and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Oh, ah, there you go. Do, 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 do. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I started doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try. And I don't have an answer for them if they do, so the situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now, there's no escape." Coffee. Hik-chan. I'm just gonna say it like that. Looks like we're together again. Yay, yay. Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. What's wrong, Hik-chan? Oh, Hik-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's a heck, Hik-chan. Hik-chan, sorry. We were talking about it after you left. It would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right. I'm so happy that you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. And even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks this assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much, considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact is there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there. Huh? Who, Hik-chan? Her, Hanako, over there. What, does she always work alone? I think so, Hik-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone? I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something. No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hik-chan. Why not? Shik-chan wouldn't get along with her. Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that lifting up and down quality present in everything she says. Just because, Hik-chan. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation. It makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time. Oh dear. What, Shik-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not gonna say that. You said it anyway. I know, Hik-chan, it's fine if you over here. Wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand the things Shizune was saying, and vice versa. Is that also why she signs all the time? So there's never a conversation Shizune would be left out of? Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hik-chan. We finished with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly the food is so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an on-site. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks, the ones with actual box lunches mixed in and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels like I'm the only one that can see her, almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. What to do? I don't want to scare her off again, you know? I don't really care about Shizune and Misha, I'm sorry. It's between read my book and go talk with Hanako. I need another sip of coffee. Okay, Shit, alright. Fuck, okay. So there's a downside to this one. I don't know if there's a downside to this one. I mean, I guess the downside to read my book would be I don't comfort her if there's any weight I can comfort her. But if I go talk with her, there's no real guarantee that she's gonna like that and she won't fucking run away from me. But if we're basing this off of what I would do, I would probably go talk with her just because I have a concern. But if we're also basing this off what I would do, I would know that talking with her might result in something that shouldn't happen. Or something rather that could be avoided. Oh, this is too much to put on my fucking... Oh, why am I doing this to myself? Why? Oh, fuck, okay. I could just do eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a tiger by his toe, heavy hell is them, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Fuck, okay. I still feel bad for making her run away yesterday, so I better say something. Hey there, Hanako. Hisa. At least she remembers my name. Hey, I just wanted to apologize for yesterday. I didn't mean to startle you or anything. I'm just new here and I thought I should get to know my classmates. As Hanako looks up at me, I notice her scarring once more. It's a little bewildering that you can barely notice it from across the room, but it's so noticeable from close up. That's okay. It was my fault. Nah, that wasn't anyone's fault, it just kinda happened. So are you waiting for someone? I saw you looking at the door before. Yes, Lily. Oh, you mean Lily the blind girl? Hanako only nods in response, and I can't help but wonder if defining people through their disabilities is a faux pas? Oh, of the worst kind, or just normal here. I guess that explains why Lily took off after her yesterday. She seems like a nice girl. Are you two friends? Yes. As if hoping for Lily to appear, she checks over her shoulder again. I think I'm making her nervous again. I hope I'm not disturbing you right now. No, that's not it. It's just easier if Lily doesn't come here. Oh, because it's hard to get around the classroom? Not really. Hanako's gaze drifts past my shoulders and towards Shizune. Shizune? Hanako nods again. What about her? Don't they get along? Hanako shakes her head. Clearly this is something she doesn't want to talk about. It does make a strange sort of sense, Shizune and Lily not getting along so well. Communication between the two would be all but impossible. It's hard enough talking to Shizune through Misha even when you can see those hands, whose hands are talking. Hanako is so focused on Shizune that I am the first to notice Lily at the door. Oh, she's here now. Hanako spins around to confirm this. Upon seeing Lily, she moves quickly to the door. Lily. She's so cute, look at her. And Lily's kind of like, I like Lily, she's really nice too. Ah, Hanako, good morning. Is the president here? Yes. Hanako glances over her shoulder at Shizune again as if to confirm she can't hear them even though that's impossible. I suppose we'd best be off then. Lily's sigh and tone of what seems like frustration makes me raise an eyebrow. I guess there's some kind of between the two. It's intriguing, but that's not really something I'd ask about. I'm sure if they want me to know, then they would tell me. It's only my third day here. I should be trying to make friends, not finding out why people are enemies. Still, it's a little funny to find out that the school has little feuds, just like my old high school. If you hear papers shuffling in the background, I'm sorry, Megan's doing some studying for class. Even if people are more tolerant of others, they're still gonna get on each other's nerves. Hey Lily, how are things? I'm sorry I made you run off yesterday. Oh my, is that Hisa? I didn't realize you were here. Seems that Lily's a little embarrassed about being so frank in front of me. Sorry Lily, I thought you realized. No, it's alright, Hanako. Hisa, please don't worry about yesterday. It was just a misunderstanding. If you say so. I'm still working this place out. Well then, I think you'll find most people here a lot more forgiving than elsewhere. If you're feeling a little confused, please don't be afraid to ask questions. Sure, I'll remember that. Lily? Lily gives a small nod of acknowledgement. I'm sorry, Hisa, but we must be off. Hanako really doesn't look at all that comfortable here right now, and Lily still seems a little embarrassed. I wonder if my apologies really made any impact. Mind if I accompany you too? And I'm kind of pushing you, but Lily hums quietly, still smiling. I'm sure that we could accommodate you, can't we, Hanako? She looks at Lily, then at me, and she freezes wide-eyed. Sure. Well then, shall we go? I'm sure Lily wouldn't do this so easily if she saw how scared Hanako looked. But it can't be helped now. Declining after the deal is sealed would only cause confusion and problems. So we leave, all three together. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it every now and then. Hanako comes along quietly right beside her, so close that she's practically half hugging her as they go. Although it must make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Hanako shrieks a little, and my vision briefly goes blank. Ouch. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to the perpetrator. A short girl who bumped into me has now fallen down on the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they're not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shines that make and meat made and meat. I'm gonna read that again. Well, she does, but they're not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs and in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. There. God, what the fuck am I doing? They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Oh man, hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry. She's looking really apologetic in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since her puppies are my weak spot. It's okay, don't worry about it. Oh god, I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest. I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself, don't forget about your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me, big time, but it's nothing more than that. You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. That's okay, I said I was fine. Nothing's broken, no harm done. That's good, He saw what happened. She's not quite up to speed for the obvious reason, but she sounds very worried. More than what the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me, nothing serious, just winded. Sorry, it was my fault. I was just going to get some stuff and I was kind of in a hurry. That someone here is Emmy, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shuffles her plastic or metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lilly. Hanako. I guess the girls know each other. Do please try to be more careful. You might be sturdy enough to endure these sorts of accidents, but there are people who aren't. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little girl caught misbehaving. It's so cute I find myself smiling. I know that I was just... I gotta go. Teacher will have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running up instead. Sorry, but I've got to change and everything. Before any of us can say a thing, Emmy has already bolted away, leaving the hallway eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often around here? There are more rules in Yamaku than usual for running in corridors. But that really stops Emmy, it seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight, composed smile. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop her, I'm afraid. Shall we be off, then? Lilly heads off along the hallway and Hanako hurries after her. They're out to the room the two use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh on my mind from yesterday. Lilly and Hanako quickly go about the business of making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with her thermos and tea bags as Hanako... Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm fucking reading things wrong. Oh, I gotta fix my seating, there we go. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with her thermos and tea bags as Hanako is setting out both of their lunch boxes. So this is what you meant by coming here almost every day. Yes, Hanako, and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we ended up using this room regularly. After seeing Hanako's reaction to me over the past couple of days, I can understand why that is a boon. That, and Lilly being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lilly poured the tea for us and sits down. The more time I spend with these two girls, the more I think that they're perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lilly is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So how are you faring in Yamakuhisa? You seemed a bit flustered before. Apart from getting lost every now and then and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling I considered telling Hanako and Lilly about my condition, but then I hold it back. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think they're buying it. But, in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press on the matter. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask, even if people's conditions are obvious like Hanako's. There's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that.